You're watching KKTV 11 News.
Welcome back to 11 News at 4. June is Internet Safety Month, and one international organization is hoping to equip parents to know how to better protect their kids online.
Today, we're joined by Laura Parker, the CEO of Exodus Road. Laura, human trafficking is a very fast-growing crime. Why do parents need to put so much focus and attention on it?
Yeah, it's critical. I think a lot of times people think that human trafficking is something that happens internationally, it happens far away from us, but the reality is that it really is happening in our own communities right here throughout Colorado.
It's impacting so many families too. One of the stats that you shared online is that the majority of sex crimes start on social media. 80%, is that correct, that figure? That's staggering.
That is correct. We've really seen a significant spike in that really since COVID. And you know, kids are spending 8.5 hours a day of recreational screen time. So they're spending that much time online, and it just becomes this place where predators can come and begin to exploit our kids. And you know, sextortion is the fastest growing crime against kids in the U.S. today. So it really is an alarming trend we're continuing to see.
Explain what that is for parents who may not know. Maybe this is the first time, grandparents, the first time that they're hearing that word. What is sextortion?
Yeah, so sextortion is when one person sends an image to another individual, and then that individual essentially blackmails them. So they'll charge crypto or money or threats, and essentially they'll blackmail them with this threat that I'm going to release this image, I'm going to release this picture to all your friends on Instagram if you don't do this particular thing for me. So it becomes this really dark and dangerous place for vulnerable kids to get into real trouble really fast.
We've seen the FBI issue some warnings on this, I think in the recent past, particularly for teenage boys, but this is impacting, I'm assuming, all kids, young and maybe teenage. And I think as a parent, the simple solution will be, we'll just don't start, but that it can't be that simple, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I think a lot of times parents think, let's just burn everything down. But the reality, right, is that technology is here to stay, and it is a critical part of our kids' lives. It's a part of their learning. It's a part of the world that we live in. And that's why we really think it's critical to be able to skill parents in how to navigate that digital world with their kids.
Tell us about this new resource, this new website, kind of an online academy for parents.
Yeah, so about 12 years ago, when the Exodus Road first began, one of the questions we started asking as we combated human trafficking globally was, what are the populations that face the most risk? Who's most vulnerable? And can we create training or education materials that can help protect that population from ever becoming exploited in the first place? And as we started looking at that for right here in the United States and in our state, we started seeing, okay, a really vulnerable population is teenagers with phones in their hands, teenagers that are playing video games. And so how do we create a resource for parents to be able to help protect their kids? And so that's why we created Influenced, Ending Exploitation in Our Digital World. And it's an online parent academy that actually went live this week. So you can go to the website. It's fantastic. It's got tons of research, engaging examples, great resources on how to talk to your kids about digital safety, and it's available for all of our friends and neighbors starting this week.
And this is a kind of an example of what it looks like. I navigated a little bit of that before the show. It is very easy to get around on that website and check it out. And I assume the idea then is you pass along those thoughts, the things that you have created for people to learn about to kids.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we actually also have a teen curriculum that is launching this fall, which will be in partnership with this. So that's really exciting. That is forthcoming, and that'll be in our community to specifically address kids grades 6 through 12. But in our Parent Academy, we actually give parents a lot of really practical ways to speak with their kids, practical tools to check out what their kids are doing online and to have positive conversations. So the hope is that parents will take it, they'll pass it on to their friends and in their network, and ultimately that it will impact the kids in their own home.
What's your #1 message for parents and guardians of teens?
My #1 message is to pay attention. to pay attention. I think a lot of times, especially in the digital world, parents feel really overwhelmed. I am a mom of 3 teenagers and young adults, so I get it. It is really difficult to have conversations about Snapchat with your 18-year-old son, right? That's a hard conversation, but it's really important. We're the grown-ups in the situation. We are the adults, and our primary responsibility is to keep our kids safe. And the most important thing that we can do in this area is to pay attention and press into conversations with them in relationship as we talk to them about how to protect themselves in their digital worlds.
Real quick, what's the website address?
Yep, influenced.org.
Great. Laura Parker, thank you, CEO of Exodus Road. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much for having me.